Nats Chat is brought to you by Walters. The weekend is upon us, and Walters is a great spot to gather for brunch. From chicken and waffles to Walters breakfast tacos, Walters' menu has something for everyone.
On top of that, for only $20, enjoy bottomless drinks including mimosas, Bloody Marys, Trulies, and old-time lagers. Make your reservation at waltersdc.com today.
And now the pitch. Swinging a slow ground ball right side. Birdie, the second baseman, has it edge of the outfield grass, and the throw to Cooper at first. And the Marlins sweep the series. The Nationals have set a new record for consecutive losses at home at 8 as they win the first 2 games of the homestand and lose the final 8.
And welcome to Nats Chat for Friday, April 29th, 2022. I'm Al Galdi, host of the Al Galdi podcast. Mark Zuckerman is off for this installment of the podcast as he is traveling to California. Yes, just like the notorious B.I.G. many years ago, Zuckerman is going back to Cali. We had the notorious B.I.G. many years ago. The notorious Z.U.K. is going back to Cali as the Nats are about to begin a 9-game road trip. 3 games at the San Francisco Giants, followed by 3 games at the Colorado Rockies, followed by 3 games at the Los Angeles Angels. And hopefully that 9-game road trip for the Nats will go a lot better than their just concluded 10-game homestand went. The Nats on Thursday afternoon lost their 8th consecutive game, 3-2 the final, to the Miami Marlins at Nationals Park to complete a 3-game sweep. Yeah, the Nats suffered a 3-game sweep at the hands of the lowly Marlins. You know, it's one thing to suffer a 3-game sweep at the hands of the San Francisco Giants, as the Nats did this past weekend, but to get swept in 3 games by the Marlins, that's not good. This homestand began with a doubleheader sweep of the Arizona Diamondbacks now 2 Tuesdays ago, April 19th, but the Nats then ended up losing their final 8 games of the homestand, a 2-8 homestand, an 8-game losing streak. The Nats this season now are just 6-15. The Nats have gone from 6-7 to 6-15, and what continues to kill the Nats is their offense. The Nats right now are a horrendous offensive team. That's just the truth. The Nats in their 3-game sweep to the Marlins scored a total of 5 runs. That's it. A 5-2 loss on Tuesday night, a 2-1 loss on Wednesday night, and a 3-2 loss on Thursday afternoon. The Nats in this 8-game losing streak have scored a total of 16 runs. 16 runs over 8 games. 2 runs per game. The Nats now this season, over 21 games, have scored a total of just 67 runs. That works out to just 3.19 runs per game. And if you take out the outlier, which was the Nats scoring 11 runs in an 11-2 win at the Atlanta Braves on April 11th, the Nats in their other 20 games this season have totaled just 56 runs. That works out to just 2.8 runs per game. The Nats on Thursday afternoon scored just their 2 runs, had just 4 hits. Now, 3 of the hits were doubles, so we did at least have some extra base hits from the Nats. The Nats did work 4 walks. The Nats, though, continue to not hit home runs. 3 doubles were nice, but some homers would have been better. The Nats, over their 21 games this season, have totaled just 11 home runs. The Nats did not hit a single homer over the course of these 3 games against the Marlins at Nationals Park. Some individual player observations from Thursday afternoon. So, Nats manager Davey Martinez, for a second consecutive game, did have Josh Bell batting in the number 3 spot and Nelson Cruz batting in the number 4 spot. Cruz had been the Nats' number 3 batter in each of his previous 18 games this season. The flip-flop so far really hasn't done much. Josh Bell continues to hit well, and Nelson Cruz continues to struggle. I mean, that is what was happening prior to the flip-flop. Bell on Thursday afternoon as the Nats starting first baseman and number 3 batter went 1 for 4 with an RBI double, did strike out twice, but Bell in a Nats 1-run first had a 1-out opposite field RBI double to right field for a 1-0 Nats lead, as Bell did a great job of going the other way with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball from the Marlins starting pitcher Trevor Rogers. Josh Bell this season has been good. He has been the Nats' best batter this season. Bell this season has a batting average of .328, has an on-base percentage of .442, has a slugging percentage of .484. But then there is Nelson Cruz, who simply has not hit so far this season. Cruz on Thursday afternoon as the Nats' starting designated hitter and number 4 batter went 0 for 3 with a walk. Cruz in the bottom of the 9th drew a leadoff 4-pitch walk, but the numbers for Nelson Cruz this season are brutal. Batting average of .160, on-base percentage of just .259, slugging percentage of just .240. His on-base is greater than his slugging. Not supposed to work that way. Juan Soto on Thursday afternoon did draw 2 walks, but Soto also went hitless. So Soto as the Nats starting right fielder and number 2 batter, 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Soto in the bottom of the 6th drew a 1-out 5-pitch walk. Soto in the bottom of the 8th drew a 2-out 5-pitch walk. But how about the discrepancy between Soto's batting average this season and his on-base percentage this season? Now, I am not big on batting average. I usually don't look at batting average, but this does highlight a key point here with Juan Soto. He's just not accumulating many hits so far this season. Soto is batting just .243. Now, he has an on-base percentage of .418. That's great. I mean, Soto overall is drawing walks. Now, the walks had slowed down lately, but overall, he is getting his walks. But again, on-base percentage of .418 is quite good, but he's not racking up the hits, and he's also now slugging just .429 this season. You know, Maikel Franco this season has more hits than Juan Soto has. And that's not to say that Franco has been a better batter than Soto has been, but it does sort of highlight this phenomenon, at least so far, of Juan Soto not piling up hits, as we know Soto can. Also, regarding the Nats lineup on Thursday afternoon, we, for a second consecutive game, had Lucius Fox and not Alcides Escobar as the Nats starting shortstop. As we have discussed, Escobar is off to a really bad start in his 2022 regular season. Batting average of .123, on base percentage of just .194, slugging percentage of .140. He has not looked good in the field. He has looked old and slow in the field. Escobar already this season has -4 defensive runs saved. Now, as you may know, Luis Garcia has been like a human wrecking machine as a batter for AAA Rochester. The Nats, for whatever reason, are not calling Garcia back up right now. Maybe sometime soon, but not right now. And so it has been Lucius Fox as the Nats starting shortstop in each of the last 2 games. This is the age 24 season for Lucius Fox. He was born in the Bahamas, was signed by the San Francisco Giants as an international free agent in 2015. The Nats got Fox this past November 30th via waivers from the Orioles. But unfortunately, Lucius Fox has struggled. He has struggled mightily. Lucius Fox on Thursday afternoon as the Nats starting shortstop and number 8 batter, 0 for 2 with a walk. Now, him drawing a walk was significant because he, coming into this game, had not had a single hit or a walk at all in this 2022 regular season. But Fox, in the bottom of the 5th, drew a 1-out 6-pitch walk, despite having been down in the count at 1.12. So that was good, but Lucius Fox then got picked off at first base by Marlins starter Trevor Rogers for the second out.
Shaded toward the middle each, the shortstop and second baseman. Now throw to first, they may have him picked, and he is out at first base. Well, they might have had a play on. Fox was leaning the other way.
So, Lucius finally got on base, but he then got picked off. Lucius Fox now this season, 0 for 20 with 1 walk. I mean, Alcides Escobar has been bad, but he hasn't been that bad. He hasn't been 0 for 20 with 1 walk bad. Also, Fox in the Marlins' 1-run third committed a throwing error as he on a slow grounder had trouble getting the baseball out of his glove and then made an errant throw to first baseman Josh Bell. Although, I'll tell you what, in fairness to Fox, Bell could have made that catch. He did not make the catch. So I guess if you have to charge someone with an error, you charge Fox with an error. But that was a catch that Bell could have made.
The 1-2, grounded softly toward short, ranging into glove. It is Fox on the run, releases and throws it low, and it gets by Bell, and it bounces in play, picked up by Adams. Ross trying for second. The throw there is going to be in plenty of time. But the Marlins are going to argue the ball went out of play, and actually they're going to win that argument without even a challenge.
This is why errors are always tricky to look at in terms of trying to assess whether a guy is a good fielder or not. Because, I don't know, if Bell makes that catch, then we're not talking about any kind of an error here for Lucius Fox. But he doesn't make the catch. You could argue he should have made the catch, and Fox winds up with the error. An offensive bright spot for the Nats on Thursday afternoon, in addition to Josh Bell, was Cesar Hernandez. He is an at-starting second baseman and number one batter. Did have 2 hits, 2 for 4 with an RBI double and a single. Hernandez in the Nats 1-run first had a first pitch leadoff single to center field. Hernandez in the Nats 1-run eighth had a 2-out RBI double off the left field wall to cut the Nats deficit to 3-2. Victor Robles did have a double on Thursday afternoon. He was an Nats starting center fielder and number 9 batter. He went 1 for 3 with a double, but he also had 2 negative moments in center field. Robles in the Nats 1-run eighth had a 2-out first pitch double to left center field. That was good, but Robles in the Marlins 1-run third committed a fielding error on a 2-out RBI double by John Birdie to the left center field gap on a 1-2 pitch to tie the game at 1.
Now the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a drive, well hit left center field, chasing Hernandez on the go, closing, can't get there. It drops in between he and Robles, off Robles' glove. Victor fumbles it for a second. Runner scores, trying for third is Birdie, and he's in there sliding with a game-tying hit.
And Robles in the Marlins 2-run seventh could have made the catch on Brian Anderson's first pitch leadoff double, but did not make the catch. And Robles, to be honest with you, looked like Lane Thomas out there. You know, Lane Thomas has had a problem this season on balls hit behind him. And as Thomas has had to track these balls while running toward outfield walls, Thomas has been twisting and turning and has had problems. Well, Robles on this play on Thursday afternoon turned 2 different ways while running toward the center field wall. I don't know if the catch would have been made. It certainly was not an easy play to make, but it is a play that Robles can make. I mean, he, at his best, is an outstanding defensive center fielder. He did not make the play. The ball ended up bouncing off the bottom of the wall. So we did see some sloppy defense by the Nats in this series, but bottom line, I mean, just way too little offense from the Nats in this series and in this season so far. Yadiel Hernandez on Thursday afternoon, starting left fielder and number 5 batter, 0 for 4. Maikel Franco on Thursday afternoon, starting third baseman and number 6 batter, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Riley Adams on Thursday afternoon, starting catcher and number 7 batter, 0 for 3. You get the idea. Hey guys, it's Al Galdi for Window Nation. Get your degree in savings during Window Nation's spring break sale. Get 2 free windows for every 2 windows that you buy for as many as you need, and make no down payment and pay no interest for 24 months. Just call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. As you surely know, we have been having very up and down temperatures lately. With up and down temperatures, it's difficult to stay comfortable in your home with old drafty windows. The longer that you have old drafty windows, the more money that you waste on your heating and cooling bills. Window Nation has saved customers over $60 million on energy bills. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Pay nothing for 2 years. No money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 full years. Save thousands. These are savings that you'll only see once this year. Window Nation has installed over 1 million windows and has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. And tell Window Nation that Al Galdi sent you.
The kick in the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Anderson to retire the side. Corbin with a sinking fastball has his 3rd strikeout at a 1-2-3, top of the 2nd.
As for the Nats starting pitcher in their 3-2 loss to the Marlins at Nationals Park on Thursday afternoon, Patrick Corbin was the starting pitcher. Yes, you know old Corby, don't you? The same Patrick Corbin, who in his previous start, which came in a 7-1 loss to the San Francisco Giants at Nationals Park this past Friday night, got shellacked, got ripped, 7 runs in 1 2/3 innings. This is the same Patrick Corbin who over 4 starts in this 2022 regular season had an ERA of 11.20 and a whip of 2.56. If his ERA was 2.56, that would be lovely. But no, his whip was 2.56 coming into this game on Thursday afternoon. This is the same Patrick Corbin who had been oh so bad in each of the previous 2 seasons. Now, Davey Martinez did not announce until the day before this game that Corbin was starting this game on Thursday afternoon. I don't know that it's accurate to say that Corbin on Thursday afternoon was pitching for his spot in the Nats rotation. But I tell you what, another disastrous outing by Corbin may well have cost him his spot in the Nats rotation. So it doesn't have to be that his rotation spot necessarily was on the line, but had he gotten worked the way he got worked last Friday night, then I do think it's possible that old Corby might have been out of the Nats rotation, at least for now. But Patrick Corbin on Thursday afternoon did not get worked. In fact, Patrick Corbin on Thursday afternoon was good. Yeah, let me repeat that. Patrick Corbin on Thursday afternoon was good. He, to me, had his best start so far this season. It was nice to see this. Now, look, we have seen this from Corbin over the previous 2 seasons in which he has struggled. He will follow up a blow-up start with a decent start, even a good start, and then he'll go right back to getting shredded. So I'm not going to go crazy here over what Corbin did on Thursday afternoon. Remember, Corbin last September pitched well in 4 of his last 5 starts in the 2021 regular season. That stretch has turned out to mean nothing. But I shall give credit where credit is due. Corbin on Thursday afternoon was good. You know, he needed a good start, and he had a good start. Corbin allowed 3 runs, 2 earned in 6 innings, but he was better than that final line indicated. Corbin had 8 strikeouts. He only gave up 4 hits. Now, 3 of the hits were doubles to go with a single, but he only gave up 4 hits. He issued 2 walks and a wild pitch. He, over his 6 innings, threw 90 pitches, 62 strikes versus 28 balls. Corbin, in the top of the 3rd, gave up an unearned run. Miguel Rojas began the inning by reaching second base on that throwing error by Nats shortstop Lucius Fox. Corbin gave up a 2-out RBI double to John Birdie to the left center field gap on a 1-2 pitch to tie the game at 1. That was a play on which Nats center fielder Victor Robles committed his fielding error, and Corbin then issued a 2-out 6-pitch walk of Jesus Aguilar. Corbin was charged with 2 runs in the top of the 7th, so he did pitch into the 7th inning in this game. That has been oh so rare so far in this 2022 Nats season, a starting pitcher pitching into the 7th inning. Now, Corbin in this 7th inning gave up a first pitch leadoff double to Brian Anderson on that fly ball in which Robles turned 2 different ways while running toward the center field wall. Corbin then issued a hit by pitch of Miguel Rojas and then got pulled from the game in favor of Victor Arano. Now, the hit by pitch of Rojas was scary, really scary.
And he squares. And he's hit in the face. Here comes the Marlins trainer as Rojas appears to be alert. He does have the protection, the flap, guarding the left side of his face, the cheekbone, and I think it hit right on that guard. And Rojas is up to a knee.
Corbin hit Rojas on his head. Corbin squatted down, and you could tell that he was very concerned about Miguel Rojas. Corbin looked to be shaken up by what happened with Miguel Rojas. Corbin certainly seemed rattled, and that appeared to be part of why he was taken out of the game. And then 2 inherited runners ended up scoring Victor Arano to make that Patrick Corbin final line worse than it should have been. But here was Davey Martinez during his postgame press conference on Thursday on the performance of Patrick Corbin.
Threw the ball well. He really did. I mean, the last inning out there, he threw a pretty good pitch to Anderson, and then the hit batsman scared him. As you saw, he went down a little bit, and but I thought he threw the ball really well today. And if he could repeat that in 5 days, that'd be awesome.
Yes, that would be awesome. Understand, though, that Patrick Corbin's next start would seem likely to happen at the Colorado Rockies, i.e. at Coors Field, where pitchers go to get whacked around, where pitchers go to get smacked around. So that would figure to be a little more challenging than what Corbin faced on Thursday afternoon. But good job by Corbin on Thursday afternoon. Now, here was Davey Martinez during his postgame press conference on Thursday on pulling Corbin after that hit by pitch of Miguel Rojas.
He was rattled, so I just kind of wanted to get him to calm down a little bit. It's a scary situation. I'm going to call, Donnie here after we speak and make sure that he's okay. And you never want to see anybody get hit, especially in the head.
No, you don't. So overall, a nice outing from Patrick Corbin on Thursday afternoon, but Victor Arano did make Corbin's final line worse than the final line should have been. Victor Arano in the Marlins' 2-run seventh allowed 2 inherited runners to score. Now, Arano has pitched a lot for the Nats so far this season. Arano is the new Wander Suero, okay? Davey Martinez loved to make usage of Wander Suero, and Victor Arano quite clearly has taken the baton from Wander Suero in terms of being Davey's favorite in the bullpen, just when it comes to pure usage. Victor Arano on Thursday afternoon made his 11th appearance of the season. Understand, Thursday afternoon's game was game number 21 for the Nats in this 2022 regular season. Arano has pitched in 11 of the Nats' 21 games so far in this 2022 regular season, and Arano did struggle on Thursday afternoon. He came into the game with runners on first and second, no outs, and the game tied at 1. Arano gave up an RBI single to Jesus Sanchez through the right side of the infield for a 2-1 Marlins lead. Arano issued a one-out run-scoring wild pitch for a 3-1 Marlins lead as Arano failed to catch a flip from catcher Riley Adams at home plate, and Arano issued a one-out hit by pitch of John Birdie. Also, Arano did a bad job of holding on Marlins base runners in the inning. The Marlins had 2 stolen bases in the inning. Nats relievers in this 3-game sweep to the Marlins at Nationals Park officially combined to give up just 1 run unearned in 10 2/3 innings. But you do have to be careful with that because you had something like Victor Arano struggling on Thursday afternoon. He was not charged with giving up any runs, but he clearly did not pitch well, and he allowed 2 inherited runners to score. You also had something like what happened with Andres Machado on Wednesday night. Machado in the Nats' 2-1 loss to the Marlins at Nationals Park on Wednesday night came into the game in the top of the 5th with runners on first and second, 2 outs, and the Nats trailing 1-0. He issued a 2-out, 6-pitch walk of Jesus Aguilar to load the bases, issued a 2-out, 5-pitch bases-loaded walk of Jorge Soler for a 2-0 Marlins lead. Did then strike out Jesus Sanchez on 4 pitches for the 3rd out. But, Nats relievers in that game officially combined for 4 1/3 scoreless innings, but that was a bit misleading. Overall, though, the Nats bullpen in this series was good. Unfortunately, though, the Nats overall are not good right now. Next up for the Nats is a 3-game series at the San Francisco Giants. Game 1, Friday night at 10:15. Aaron Sanchez will be the Nats' starting pitcher. So more from Davey Martinez during his postgame press conference on Thursday.
We got to stay positive for sure. As I said before, look, we're all about, competing and trying to win every game. It's been tough. I'm not going to lie. It's been tough. I've been staying up. I've been looking at a bunch of different things, trying to get guys better. Right now, we're not having, throughout our lineup, there's no consistent at-bats. We're taking some walks. We're not getting that big hit. We're not having that big inning. We need to start swinging the bats a little bit better. I think our pitchings, for the last few days have kept us in the game. And that's, for me, that's a positive. So if we keep our pitching right there, I said all along, we're going to hit. Soto's going to hit. Bell's, he's done well. Yadi's swinging the bat, pretty good. We got to get Nelly to hit. We got to get Soto on track. The good thing is that Nelly took his walks today. Soto took his walks today. And then the bottom lineup, they're going to do what they do. And for me, it's whatever they can do to help us offensively. They'll do that. Robles got on top of a fastball after we talked to him, the whole day about getting on top and drove a ball left center field. So if he can continue to do that, he's going to be okay. We got to get some consistency out of our lineup and start hitting the balls. It's hard to win when you're scoring 1-2 runs a game.
Yeah, it's very hard. I do have confidence that Davey Martinez will keep this Nats team together. I don't expect to hear about infighting or guys turning on each other or anything like that. But there's no doubt this Nats 2022 season already is getting ugly here. 6-15 is the record. 8-game losing streak is what we're in the midst of, and the Nats are just not hitting right now. It is painful to watch. I do expect the bats to come around, but they very much need to come around. Davey can tinker with the lineup all he wants. Bottom line, these guys need to start hitting. The Nats aren't a good team. They are a bad team, but their hitting shouldn't be this bad. I don't believe that the team is this bad offensively. You tell us what you think. You can tweet us at Nats_chat. You can email us, natschatpodcast@gmail.com, including if you would like to sponsor the Nats Chat Podcast, email Tim Shovers at natschatpodcast@gmail.com. Our new Nats Chat Podcast t-shirt is out. It is red You can get yours by going to natschatpodcast.square.site. That's natschatpodcast.square.site. All Nationals radio highlights on Nats Chat are courtesy of 106.7 The Fan. Mark Zuckerman, a.k.a. the Notorious ZUK, will be back with me on the next installment of the Nats Chat Podcast. Until then, I'm Al Galdi, and we'll talk to you next time on the Nats Chat Podcast.